Hey, good morning, you guys. Wanted to talk to you today about Ohm's law. So there is a mathematical relationship between voltage drop, current, and resistance. And that formula is V equals I times R. Voltage drop equals current times resistance. Now, before we start on an example, I want to show you something you've probably never seen before. What you might want to do is take your formula and you're going to rewrite it in a triangle. And I have a makeshift stylus here. It's only kind of sort of working. All right, so V is going to go on the top, and then I and R underneath. Now, if you think about this mathematically, V equals I times R. So if we need to solve for V, we're going to cover up V. I and R are next to each other. That implies multiplying. If we need to find I, which is the current, you're going to cover up I, and you now have V over R, which implies division. And if you need to solve for resistance, cover it up. V over I implies division again, V divided by I. All right, if you are pretty good at math, what I would like you to do is pause the video at this point and see if you can solve this first example on your own, and then come back and see how you did. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go through this. Trying to make some room here. Hold on. Okay, so figured out how to do this. So what is the voltage drop across the tungsten filament in a 100-watt light bulb? So in the old incandescent kind, that squiggly thing inside is made out of tungsten. The resistance of the filament is 144 ohms, and a current of 0.833 amps is flowing through it. That's what's needed in order to make it light up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the things that we do know. Okay, so V is what we don't know. That is our question. So what is the voltage drop? So I'm going to put a question mark there. I is equal to, that's your currents. Don't get confused with the 100 watts there. It's the 0.833 amps. And I wish I had a proper stylus. It would be so much easier. But we'll make this work. And R equals 144 ohms. Okay? So we are solving for V. So going back to my triangle up here, cover up V, it's going to equal I times R. So let's sub in the numbers. 0.833 times 144. And that is going to equal, oh, I have to get a calculator. Give me a second. So plug that into a calculator, you're going to get 119.952, which I'm going to round to 120, which makes complete sense because that is the voltage coming out of your outlet. And last step, please don't forget to write a statement. I'm not going to attempt to do that with my makeshift stylus here, but your statement would say something like the voltage drop across the tungsten filament in a light bulb is 120 volts. All right, let's try the next one again. I want you to pause and give it a try on your own before you see how we do it, because I think you can do it. All right, an electric toaster is connected to a 120 volt outlet. If the heating element in the toaster has a resistance of 14 ohms, calculate the current flowing through it. So let's write down what we do know. V equals 120. And we don't know I, that's what we're being asked to calculate. It says calculate the current, that's I. And R equals 14. Okay, so now we need to solve for I. Let's go back to our triangle, cover up I, and we can see that V is over R, so that's V divided by R. I equals V divided by R. And that equals 120 over R is 14. And again, plug that into the calculator. And you will get 8.57, just around that's fine, 57. And current is in amps or A. And again, don't forget to write your statement. Okay, so your statement would be, let's get the question back up here. The current flowing through an electric toaster is 8.57 amps. That's all you need to do. All right, pause again, give it a try, and we'll do the last one here together. The current required to operate an electric can opener is 1.5 amps. What is its resistance if the supply voltage is 120? So V, the voltage change, is 120. The I, 1.5 amps, right there. And resistance is what we are trying to find. So again, go back to your triangle. We're solving for R, cover it up. R is equal to V over I. And that equals 120 divided by 1.5. Plug that into the calculator. And that equals 80. Please don't forget your units. You will lose marks if you don't have your units. And don't forget your statement. So again, you would say the resistance of an electric can opener is 80 ohms. All right, go ahead. I'll give you some practice questions, and you're going to send those in to me, and we'll see how you do. I think you're going to do awesome. Have a great day.